Hello, everyone. Welcome to Getting Started with GlossGenius. So glad to have everybody here. And thanks for spending an hour with me on your Monday. To get started, I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Ella. I'm our customer success manager here at GlossGenius, and myself and the entire customer success team is super stoked to have you here to guide you through getting familiar with GlossGenius for your business. Can't wait to highlight today all of the wonderful features that make this business in a box perfect for any beauty business. As we go through today's session, a couple things I want to point out. The first is that this webinar will be recorded. We're recording right now, and I'm the only one on stage, so no worries. If you would like to get that recording afterwards, you will automatically receive it. So if you are taking notes, feel free to give me your full attention, or if you'd like to multitask and reference this recording later, you certainly will be able to do so because, again, you will be getting a copy. Additionally, we have Donna joining us as our moderator. She'll be supporting us in our questions queue. So throughout today's session, if you are having a question about something I'm going over or something related, feel free to head down, take a look at the bottom, and click on questions. Or if you are on a mobile device or tablet, tap on more at the bottom of your screen and you should see questions. Feel free to drop those there. At the conclusion of today's webinar as well, we will have a survey that I'd love for you all to give feedback about what you learned, if it was helpful, just so we can continue to make this webinar program a strong one for you. For today's content, let's talk about it. First, though, I'll introduce you to our existing community of GlossGenius professionals, which all of you all are joining, and they're all holding what we call our Chief Money Machine. I'll hold up mine in a second here. One of the best things about this is that you can transact on the go with a personal style flair that you choose. That's what they're all holding here. We'll talk a little bit more about this later in today's session, but we're really excited, again, to have you all be joining this vibrant, beautiful community of GlossGenius beauty professionals. For today's session, let's talk about what's going to be included. We're going to break it up into 3 parts. The first, which is the largest, is how your business will look. We spent a lot of time building the customization of your GlossGenius booking site because we believe it's super important to have a well-represented version of yourself online on your online booking site, which, if you didn't already know, is included with your GlossGenius subscription. So that $24 a month covers you. We also will talk about how your business will work, and this will be in your in-app client notifications and your client calendar. Reference this to take a look at any pre-existing appointments that are booked. You can make modifications to those, or even change your working days if necessary. Finally, right at the top of the hour, we're going to talk about how to grow your business with our marketing features, which, as you might have guessed, are also built into the GlossGenius app. We have text message marketing as well as email marketing, which is an awesome way for you to move away from that dreaded group text that nobody wants to join and just send the word out about a holiday promotion, how you're keeping in touch, or maybe you need to collect updated information in the new year. With all of this in mind, I believe the easiest way to show this to you will be to actually jump into GlossGenius, the app itself. So I'm going to go ahead and switch screens. And if you haven't already, take a look at the bottom of your screen now that we have more of our audience here and vote in our first poll. We'll be asking some throughout today's webinar too. It's going to be where you're joining us from. I myself am hosting this webinar from the GlossGenius headquarters here in New York City, but I'd love to hear where you're joining from. And I see we've got some votes rolling in as well. Pretty good representation across the board. Thanks everyone for voting. All right, let's go ahead and switch over then to our in-app experience and we'll continue on. All right. You should now be seeing what we call the dashboard or your homepage when you log into GlossGenius. This is really important because you can get some key facts about your business served to you right away, even when you first log in. At the top, you're going to see both your name, your business name, that booking URL, as well as some quick stats about your business. Have no fear, you can also get more detailed statistics in your analytics section, as well as the reports feature in GlossGenius. as both of these are also included in the subscription. You don't have to pay any extra. You can slide to the left here to get some additional statistics, a motivational quote that rotates here. And at the bottom, you'll also see any upcoming appointments that you have chronologically. We do host the next couple, as well as any appointments that need your attention. If you'll notice, we have attention please, action required. Most commonly, this is here for any appointments that you have not yet checked out. Those are going to remain in your checkout queue until you complete them. So just something to keep in mind to remind you. For a majority of today's webinar, we're going to be in our settings menu, and there's 2 easy ways for you to jump to your settings. Within the app, the quickest way is from this screen by tapping on the pink gear icon in the top right corner here. Alternatively, you can head down to More in the bottom right-hand corner, far right, tap on More, and then you'll take a look at the second row of options here. Looks very similar to an iPhone home screen for any Apple users. And you'll see the white gear this time with settings. Once we've navigated here, let's talk about again how your business will look. We're going to head under My Business and then to the option second down, Website. By tapping on this website button, we can customize at a high level what we see on a GlossGenius booking site. Whether that's uploading a new cover image, which will be the first thing that we'll see, and you'll notice right when we switch over in a moment. If you don't have a custom image that you'd like to use yet, feel free to use one of our pre-selected ones. We've made them available to you. Or if you have a personal logo, maybe a photo of the space that you're working, or any other background photo you'd like to use, we made it super easy for you to upload that image directly from your camera roll on your device. Let's go ahead and, before I get too much into this further, preview what your GlossGenius booking site looks like. Your GlossGenius booking site is created as soon as you make an account with us, and you can always customize the URL that takes people to this website. Keep in mind, if you are someone who has recently left your previous place of work or in the process of leaving, while this website is created, you can always change what we call the domain or slug of a business URL, just to make sure you aren't easily found online. I know that's important to be discreet. If you would like to edit what this looks like, scroll all the way to the bottom of your screen here. Under settings, we'll see change website URL. By tapping on this, you'll always be able to edit and input the name of your business here. If you are still getting set up, I'd recommend changing it to something a little bit more random, maybe ABC123. That one's probably already taken, but something similar again until you're really ready to start advertising to clients. But when you have settled on a business name, choose something with intent that you plan to use for a while. Why do I say this? If you do go back and change your URL in the future, anyone who is using that old link will receive a broken message, meaning that that website's no longer in service. So before you start to promote yourself, I highly recommend choosing a complete website URL that you want to keep for a while. The final thing that I'll say is that we don't include a www dot in the address. So it's just samgstudio.glossgenius.com for this address. So as you are sharing it with others, if they are running into any issues there, make sure that they're not including www dot. If you ever want a quick way as well to just copy and paste that link, you can always share your website link by clicking on this button here. Let's take a look at what exactly a client-facing GlossGenius beautiful booking website looks like. From the screen, we can get there by tapping on Preview right here, or at the top right corner by tapping on Preview here. What should happen next is that your device should open up a new internet browser, your preferred, and showcase what your GlossGenius booking website looks like live. As you'll notice, we have that beautiful purpley pink mermaid hair front and center. Your business name is going to be found right at the center. And also, most importantly, that Book Now button that takes people right to your services. By default, you should be seeing your first and last name as the default business name listed here. So let's talk about how we can change that. We already talked about how you can customize this URL here, and you'll probably want to name it what your business name is or something similar. So to change what we have front and center, again, your business name, let's head back to the app. Once we're here, which is on that website settings screen, we're going to tap back one time. Now we're on our general settings. This time, under My Business, we're going to click that first option, or Business Details. Tap on that, and this next part should be a little intuitive. Input, you guessed it, your business name in this first block here, which you'll see matches what we saw on your GlossGenius booking site. We'll also have just below your business hours, which we'll see in just a moment are reflected on your About section. You'll want to enter here what you would have posted on the door of your business. And keep in mind, a little bit later, we'll go over how to change unique days, but this should be in general when clients can expect you to have your booking windows open. Let's also talk about your business location. I know we have a lot of different professionals representing a variety of industries, so we wanted to make it flexible for you to be able to either travel to another location or do work out of a single fixed location. If you are doing work out of a single fixed location, make sure that you have this slid to the right in pink and house calls to the left. By entering your complete address here, so that means any suite numbers, apartment numbers, office units, etc., make sure you put that in here because this is also the address that we will include at the bottom of the About section on your booking site, as well as in any upcoming appointment reminders that your clients will automatically receive when they book you through GlossGenius. If you are a traveling professional that maybe also takes house calls or only house calls, go ahead and slide house call to the right, and clients will be able to enter in their unique address that you can travel to for the appointment. All right, wrapping up this page with our business phone number and email. This is perfect if you are someone who does like to have a personal and a business line. If this applies to you, feel free to enter in your business telephone number and email address, and we'll make sure to only display this information to clients when they're trying to get a hold of you. If you do only have a single email address or telephone number that you want us or your clients to contact you on, no worries. You can leave this business telephone number and email blank, as these are optional fields. When these are not filled out, we'll default to the original email address and phone number on file that you signed up with. If you aren't sure or don't remember what you signed up with, I'll show you how to get there, or if we want to change that. Tap back out of our business details, and we'll slide all the way to the top of the settings menu. From here, under personal and contact info, tap on this third option and then contact information. Right here, you'll find that email and cell phone number that you signed up with, which you can change anytime. Keep in mind that the email address is also what you'll use when you log into GlossGenius. Now that we've covered our business details, let's talk about our About section, or that first tab that we saw on the booking website. To make changes to that, we'll head under My Business and back to Website, that second option. Your About section is perfect to introduce yourself as a professional, talk about your niches, talk about how your team is made up if you are working as part of a larger team, or what your specialties are within the industry. How this looks on the business website, we'll go ahead and navigate onto this About section, and that same written portion you'll see displayed right here. So again, we'll edit that under the website portion of the app settings. Other things that you'll notice that we display on this About section are a link to sell electronic gift cards, which folks can purchase on your website and you get paid right through GlossGenius. You can display reviews that you have from clients. And we take special care to make sure only appointments that have been checked out through GlossGenius, those clients are asked to leave reviews. So nobody's leaving phony reviews by going to your booking website. Those business hours that you just set up are going to be displayed right here, as well as your cancellation policy written out in full, which we will cover in our online booking settings. Earlier, we also talked about your address being listed. That's going to be found here, as well as any client reviews that you have received. Since I know this is a very popular topic to mention, client reviews are super important, especially if you are building a book of business, maybe new to an area, or really just want to provide that same strong stance to any existing clients of yours as to why you're so great at what you do. Any PR is good PR, right? So if you would like to display reviews on your GlossGenius booking website, I'll show you where you can flip that on. We're back in our settings here. We're going to tap out of the About section. If you would like to display those reviews on your booking website, slide this to the right to show reviews. To ask clients to leave reviews after they leave an appointment, what we've done to make it super easy and not awkward for you to ask is you can actually turn on, when we send an electronic receipt to your clients after they've checked out, an automated email that politely asks them to leave a review of their experience after they've departed. This sounds interesting to you? Tap back out of here to our settings menu. We're going to look under My Business to that third option, Booking Controls and Notifications. From here, we'll tap on the third option that we see here, Client Notifications, which makes sense because we're notifying them to leave a review. All you have to do is slide this to the right to ask clients to leave a review after they've checked out of their appointment with you. Again, this is an emailed receipt follow-up that happens after they leave, so you don't even have to go through that awkward ask anymore either. For electronic gift cards, although we do allow you to sell those online, if you would like to turn that off at any point, you can also find that setting here and slide those to the left to turn it off. Okay. We're going to pop back over here and move on to the next subsection of our website now that we've covered our About section. We'll go to our Services menu. This is also where that Book Now button that we saw on the homepage leads your clients to. So right off the bat, really beautiful way, frankly, to describe and introduce your services to clients. They've got a visual opportunity to see it. They can learn about the service through the name, any details required about it. They can be notified up front if you do require a non-refundable deposit, which is an exciting feature that we released earlier this year, which does allow you to collect and charge clients at the time of booking for a non-refundable deposit. This goes way far in terms of covering your bases against no-shows, non-serious inquiries, or late cancellations. We know that's frustrating, and because your time is money on the books, that's why we've introduced this feature. Keep in mind to use deposits or any of our other cancellation features, you would need to set up your account to have a bank account on file, because when we collect that money for you, we got to have some place to send it. I'll take note of where you can enter your banking details there, just so that you can receive those deposits if you choose to set that feature up. Other things to note about the services, you can have the price point listed. So no more surprise back and forth. Clients will be able to see your pricing up front, the duration of time the service requires, or if you are someone that has a starting off price, maybe an entry point is $400 or up, you can notate that. If something changes so much, you also don't have to list the price at all and can have prices varies. I think of our tattoo artists being a great case for this, because I'm sure with the level of detail that goes into making a tattoo, it can be a wide range of opportunity there. Clients can book multiple services at the same time in a single appointment, which is super great. So if they select classic manicure and balayage, they'll be notified right here at the top that they're going to go ahead and book 2 services. If you are someone who offers a lot like this professional, go ahead and create some categories as well to help your clients navigate your website so they're not too overwhelmed. By jumping to categories, they can see anything that applies in that section or going back to view them all. Just to show you how easy the client booking experience is though, since I know this is top of mind for many of you, let's go ahead and move forward through the booking process. After they've selected their appropriate services, they're going to continue with booking. And right away, we jump to the calendar. A really important call out that I want to make here is that your clients will never be asked to log in to a profile on your GlossGenius booking site. Everyone knows what this is like. You get really excited about ordering that thing or ordering some food, and then you get stopped in your tracks because you're trying to remember what that one password was that you made for that one website the last time you ordered something. We know that's super annoying, so we've done away with all of that. Right away, your clients are going to be presented with the calendar for them to book. All they'll have to do is enter in their basic details. Again, no login required, no app to download, and they'll be able to secure their appointment. From the screen, you'll see that we have your availability showing here. And an important thing that I want to call out is we'll never show what you're doing or why you aren't available. So when clients take a look at your calendar, if they do see blacked out dates, it's probably because A, the date's already happened, it's in the past. B, it's a date that you've indicated that your business is closed or you're not open that day. Or C, you might already have appointments on that day that take up enough time that the time slot that this person is looking to book, in this case, about 3 hours for balayage and then some nails. That actually seems on the lower end if you're getting any sort of like detailed nails and balayage. But anyways, they aren't going to see that booking time slot available if that full duration of time for the services selected is not present. So when they do see an appointment available, they'll go ahead and tap on the day that they want or click next, and they'll be able to choose any time slot that they want that fits that total duration of time. If you'd like, you also can enable a wait list for clients to request a time they're not seeing, and you can choose to follow up individually if that's something that you would like to fulfill, or that request can expire after a certain time frame once they've decided they would or would not like to move forward with a different appointment. Just to simulate that end-to-end experience, we'll go ahead and tap on a time, assume it is available. In this case, remember, we did have both fixed location or house call available. Let's say they're traveling to us this time. And then all your clients will have to do is fill out their basic information here. And then also, if you choose, acknowledge and accept your cancellation policy. This tiny checkbox is huge, and I want to tell you why. So when it comes to protecting your business, of course, especially in the event of deposits, or if you do need to enforce a no-show, I know during the holidays, it's super busy for many of you all, so this is really important. By having your clients acknowledging your cancellation policy at the time of booking, this protects you. So if you do have to enforce on Sheila, who's no-showed for the second or third time in the last 6 months, and charge her card on file, which, by the way, you can do with GlossGenius, and she tries to dispute that charge with her credit card company, you as a professional have more leverage for us at GlossGenius to go ahead and present that case to them, because also, by the way, we take care of that for you with our chargeback protection. And it's going to be really difficult for Sheila to be able to say that she had no idea about the cancellation policy or she didn't know, as this checkbox is required now as part of her booking with you to begin with. If clients do want to review your cancellation policy as well, they can hover over this link to click on it, and that same cancellation policy that you wrote that's on the About section will show up right here. After somebody fills out this information to click next, the final screen that they'll see, if you choose to have it turned on, is to enter those credit card details. Earlier, we talked about deposits, which is a great way to protect your business, but it might not be the best solution for everyone. If it's not within your practice to charge your clientele upfront before they book a service, you can still require a credit card on file to not charge them in the event of a no-show or late cancellation. The other big benefit this has for clients is if they're entering this information online at the booking phase, that credit card will actually be stored to their client profile, which means when they come for their service, even if they forget their wallet at home, you have that card stored on file, which means they can check out. They don't even need to pull out their wallet. And you as a professional do not even get charged extra for using that card saved on file. It's all included in the subscription. So again, seamless end-to-end experience. Your clients will receive a host of notifications at the time they schedule, as well as leading up to their appointment, but we'll cover that in just a moment. Very simple how this connects end-to-end. I do want to call out here, when it comes to services and entering them, there is some steps required to get these into the platform so they look as pretty as they show on this website. I'm going to page over just a moment to show you where an app you can start to enter your services, as well as tell you about another benefit of GlossGenius that's included in your subscription, but maybe won't be free for so long. So check this out. We're back in our app now, and I'm going to tap back from our booking settings screen to our general settings screen. If you are entering your first service to display on the website, as we just saw, head down under My Business and tap on Services right here. For many of you, I'm sure, this screen might be completely blank if you haven't entered your first service. Everyone starts from somewhere, so don't worry. Feel free to start entering your services by tapping on that pink plus sign in the top right corner. Or better yet, if you'd like, take advantage of our white glove service. And if I lost you, this is a good chance to listen up because this is an important one. We actually have a team of dedicated professionals here at GlossGenius that handle your data transfer from wherever you're coming from prior to using us. They'll transfer in at no cost to you, so completely free, your client list, your future appointments that you have on the books in the future. That was redundant, but coming up. They'll transfer in any client notes that you have, so that would be color formulas, any information that you had stored to their profile, and even they'll also enter in any services or retail products that you have. So we'd love to take the heavy lifting and the headache out of what makes transferring over so difficult. So if you'd like to request this service aid you, whether you're coming from a different booking solution, a paper book, or even from your phone contacts, we'd love to help get that process started for you. And the easiest way for you to do that in today's session is letting us know in a poll. So if you take a look at our poll tabs, Donna should have just launched the opportunity for you to let us know. If you've already been in touch with White Glove, you could let us know there. Or if you'd like to request it, we'd love to put you in contact with them just to make things easier for your switch. Again, you'll play around with the individual settings here. And if you would love to get even more in-depth descriptions of how to enter services and set up those bells and whistles on the account, feel free to check us out in another webinar where we go into granular detail about online booking. That webinar is called, you guessed it, online booking. So we have it as part of our Boss Talk series. So Donna, in a moment, will share the link for you to join us in our Boss Talk for online booking. We'd love to have you there, and we'll go through individually how to break down these services as you add them. But since we got a lot to cover today, I'm going to keep moving. Let's go ahead and pop back over to our booking website to show what's next. Let's move on to our portfolio, which is going to be this third tab here on the website. And this is a perfect way for you to introduce photos of your work to clients that are navigating to your website for the first time. You can add things like captions, which is perfect, especially if you're describing the service that you completed. You can rearrange these photos. And if some of you are thinking this is basically Instagram, remember that not all of your clients have social media. And do you potentially want to turn away or maybe have a client not book with you because they have to go to social media that they don't have to learn about your work? No. For that reason, we did build this portfolio gallery so that people don't even need to leave your booking site. They can see your work here. If you would like to turn on this gallery, we'll head back to our settings here. Under My Business and Website, tap on that. You'll be able to show that portfolio gallery by tapping on this button, Show Portfolio Gallery, sliding this to the right and uploading those images right from your camera roll. It couldn't be simpler. If you'd like to rearrange these, you can always drag them around. And if you'd like to add a caption, just tap on the image, write your caption just below, and don't forget to hit save when you're done. Let's wrap up our booking website to talk about those online booking settings. The last thing that you'll see here we have is our contact page. This is perfect to field any lingering questions that somebody has that they weren't able to answer themselves from your booking website. You'll notice that we purposely left off your contact details to provide you with some work-life balance and not openly advertise your telephone number and email unless you would like to do so. So when somebody fills out a contact form here, you'll get an email from GlossGenius as well as a text letting you know that someone has reached out. On your own time, you can reply via email to that person as they will enter these details here. This is just so that we're not bothering you or you feel like you have to start an open thread with someone, especially if you're enjoying a well-deserved day off. The last thing that we'll also notice about the booking websites is their linked social media. This is perfect if you are someone that has a Yelp account, Facebook, Instagram, or external website even that you have prior to using GlossGenius. We highly recommend you link your GlossGenius account to those accounts and vice versa. You can do so easily in-app by going back over. Again, we're under settings and then website here. All you'll have to do is connect your social accounts by tapping on that button, drop the appropriate links or handles there. And as you do populate these, as we saw earlier, we have that Instagram camera and a third-party website. If you have a personal website already, you can link that. If you do have a business Facebook, that Facebook F will appear once you type in these details. So very easy way to make that front and center. Another great thing is the fact that we have an integration actually with Instagram and Facebook for the Book Now action button. For those of you with a business Facebook or Instagram account, you can link an action button at the bottom of your bio that says Book Now, where clients can automatically be redirected to your GlossGenius booking site without even needing to look at a URL. It takes them there. If you would like to set this up, just keep in mind you do need to be an admin on a non-personal Instagram and Facebook page. So if you have a personal account on either of those, this won't work. You do have to set up a business account on those websites first, or convert your personal account into a business one. To set up that action button though, assuming you've got all of those specs taken care of, tap back out of here. And one more time. We're back on our generic settings menu. We're going to head this time under My Business and then to the third option, Booking Controls and Notifications. To set up that Facebook and Instagram booking, click on the second option here and then tap Connect to Facebook. You'll be redirected to Facebook to accept a couple different prompts. And in a moment, you should see that action button now linked to your GlossGenius booking site. Pretty powerful stuff. Now that we've covered what your clients see when they go through the booking process, I bet you're thinking, okay, that's great. So how do we build that? A lot of GlossGenius, as you'll see and I've come to see, is entirely plug and play. We don't want you to be concerned about design elements or coding or any of that. You just make a couple different flips and switches within the app. You'll see those preferences go live right away. To show you how easy it is, let's tap back and run through our online booking settings. So if we tap on this very important menu to take our time going through, the first button at the top is whether or not you would like to even allow online booking. As we talked about earlier, your website is live and launched as soon as the account is created. However, you can temporarily disable online booking if you are getting set up or for any reason you would prefer to have someone contact you in a different way. If you would like to change those settings, just tap on this and you can disable online booking altogether, only allow online booking for existing clients, which is perfect if you aren't accepting new clients, or allow it for all. As for credit cards, we already talked about earlier how you can ask clients to leave a credit card on file when they book with you, which I do highly recommend considering, as this is a great way for you to be able to ensure you get payment in the event of a no-show or late cancellation. It is up to you, though, as a business owner to designate what makes the most sense. So by tapping on Required Card, you'll be able to choose whether you want to require card for everyone, for new clients only, or to never require for anyone at all. Other booking controls to take into consideration is auto-approve appointments. This is a feature that you can turn on if you would like to have a review of an appointment before it's confirmed with the client. So what I mean by that is somebody can request an appointment with you here, and you can actually be notified and have the final say of whether you would like to approve or reject that appointment. I didn't mention this earlier, but I'm actually a hairstylist myself that uses GlossGenius to book, and I love this feature because I'm a little bit more freelance, working with GlossGenius as well, of course. So for me, I always have never auto-approve turned on because that way I can take a second look at my schedule, review if this works for me, and then go ahead and approve that appointment. To make things super easy as well, GlossGenius actually texts and emails you as soon as you get an appointment request, which is amazing. So you have that right front and center. And to make it even easier, I don't even need to open the app when they notify me. I can literally text back, yes, approve, or no, reject to that text message. And it will automatically notify the client of what I say when I make that decision. Super, super great for time saving, especially if you're on the go. And I'm sure many of you are super busy. Another easy way to be able to review those appointment requests, if you get a couple at a time, is to just directly open the app. On that dashboard homepage that we originally saw when you logged in, you'll be able to see any upcoming appointment requests there as well. You do have 48 hours to reply back to an appointment request, which gives you great time if you are enjoying some time off to not feel the need to get back to clients in that moment. You do have 48 hours to reply. At the 48-hour mark, if you have not made a decision and have not approved or rejected the appointment does get automatically declined. The client is made aware and they have an option to re-request an appointment, or that time slot does open up to others, just so it doesn't stay in limbo for too long. For your booking window, think of this as the amount of advance notice you'd like to have before somebody makes an appointment. So if this is set at 0 hours, that means you take walk-ins. So even if the appointment's 5 minutes from now, someone will still see that slot online if you have that window set at 0. If you are someone who is maybe looking at a bit of a commute or really likes to have your day set as you are coming in without any changes, you might want to consider adding a couple hours here to prevent any unwanted surprise appointments. For booking increments, another really important thing to consider. Depending on the type of industry you support, it is important to customize this in a way that allows you to optimize the maximum amount of appointments you want to have on the books. So I'm thinking for our more time-specific professionals, maybe masseuses or estheticians that offer hour-long facials. Perhaps some of these longer time increments make more sense for you so that you have bookings at the top of the hour. Alternatively, if you are someone maybe that does facial waxing or hair removal, some of these smaller increments might be more helpful for you because you don't need a full 30-minute block to be able to complete that appointment and want to set up for the next. If these apply for you, you could certainly choose whatever increment works best for your service menu and customize that choice here. One other thing that I'll point out that actually lives under the individual service menu. So again, earlier when we were looking at your services, when you click that pink plus to add a new one, when you're setting up the duration of time it takes to create a service, you'll also have the opportunity to add gap time or cleanup time or after service time. This is perfect for those people that do need to reset the room. Maybe you need to sanitize, disinfect. You need some time between those appointments that isn't service time live, but does help you reset for that next appointment or take a break. You can add that after service time within that services menu there. Let's continue on and talk about processing time. This is perfect for our hairstylists out there, or really any professional that does see multiple guests at a time. We built this with the idea that if you have a long appointment that you could put a hole in the center to take a smaller appointment, your booking settings will allow that to be set up to have those smaller appointments booked in those windows. So again, within our services menu, and you can learn about this more in our online booking Boss Talk once more, check that out. You can set up those gaps of time. If you are a professional that only ever takes one client at a time, you're not going at the same time, no need to make this too complicated. Feel free to slide this to the left. Doesn't need to apply. For your advanced booking window, this is if you want to limit the amount of months in advance that your online book is open, that calendar that we saw. I do recommend if you are a newer professional that's trying to build a client book, perhaps consider a smaller advanced booking limit to try to condense those amount of appointments to be in the immediate future so you can get more money up front. If you are a professional that does have a lot of demand, congratulations, first of all, that's great. Maybe consider opening a larger window of time for your books. If you are getting a lot of messages or notes from clients that they aren't seeing available time slots, it might be because you are very booked and busy already. For those online cancellations and that cancellation policy, take note of these collective features here. You do have the option of whether or not you want to allow clients to be able to self-cancel. And keep in mind, they do have to cancel outside of the cancellation window to do it themselves. Anyone who's trying to cancel within your set cancellation window for this account, it's 48 hours, will need to contact you directly. Because at that point, you would get to decide whether or not you wanted to enforce that late cancel policy or no-show policy or give them a pass. That cancellation policy required that checkbox you can turn on right here by sliding this to the right. Highly recommend putting this on for the future protection of your business. And that cancellation policy that was written out, you'll enter right here. Remember, we saw this in two places, both in the About section. So even before a client has booked with you, they can find this, as well as at the booking phase. And we'll also make reference to your cancellation policy in those client appointment emails that they'll get leading up to the appointment. So no pulling the wool over your eyes, plenty of opportunity for clients to learn about that policy. Wrapping up this page here at the bottom, we have our booking ban list, which is a feature that we made if there is a repeat offender or someone who isn't taking you seriously and just continuing to be a bad client. Rather than having to have an awkward confrontation with them, if you would like to ban someone from online booking, all you'll have to do is pull up their client profile within your client list here, and you'll be able to ban that person from online booking. What this means is the next time that person goes online to book you, enter in their details, they'll be met with a kind notification that doesn't use the word banned or forbidden or they're banished. We'll just say that they're not able to book with you at this time, and they would need to contact you directly for a booking. You as a professional can always choose to unban a client or manually book them yourself if you would like to make an exception, but this is a great way to protect yourself from someone who's trying to make repeat appointments online that you don't want to see anymore. We even go as far at GlossGenius to take into account somebody's IP address that they're trying to book from, which, if you aren't aware, is like their personal address that's linked to their cell phone or their mobile device. And if we recognize that on a banned client, we'll still be able to catch them even if they're typing in a different last name. Pretty cool. Finally, at the bottom here, if you would like to collect client pronouns while they are setting up their booking with you, you can certainly ask for that here. If this is turned on and you would like to customize the guest experience in that way, again, you'll see that field available to you. It is not a required field for your clients, so even if this is on, they won't be forbidden from moving forward without filling that out. Or if this isn't information you're looking to collect at this time, you can certainly turn this off if you prefer. That's it for the individual settings. I'll wrap up with some client notification education, as well as touch on our forms and waivers feature, and then we'll dive into our calendar. For client appointment notifications, these can be found right here, and you can set them up if you'd like to notify clients 72 hours before their booking with a confirmation email or text, as well as 24 hours before their appointment with an email and text as well. To set these up, you just click on the individual confirmation or reminder notifications that you'd like to turn on and slide them both to the right. The great thing about GlossGenius appointments is that your clients can always receive these notifications at no extra cost to you. These go out automatically. It doesn't matter if you have 2 clients or 200, we'll take care of sending these for you at no additional cost. You'll see the text message and email language below. With text messages, because they are limited to 160 characters, right now we don't have the ability to edit them, just to make sure that we can keep the complete appointment details within that first characters. But if you would like to insert additional email language, it is more flexible there, and you'll be able to have the email language reflected below, as well as insert any additional right here. Reminder texts and emails look very similar, and we also have some other notifications you can set up for your clients if you'd like to really personalize that experience. Again, all of these are included in this subscription, so that's no additional cost to you. We do have a forms and waivers feature currently that does allow you to link an existing electronic form or waiver to your GlossGenius booking notifications. In the future, we are looking at putting some improved versions of this feature out, so stay tuned. One really cool thing about working with GlossGenius is that we are really receptive to our feedback. So if there's ever something that you're looking to have support you in the future, please let us know, and the support team will be able to share that contact details with you after. And we do take those requests very seriously to try to prioritize what our members are looking for in future versions of GlossGenius. For now, though, if you do have an electronic form or waiver that you would like to link here, or if you are creating one for the first time, highly recommend the free services like Google Form or JotForm to design those client forms for intakes, general questionnaires, COVID policy, contraindication forms. You can create that and drop the URL right here. If you are somebody using multiple forms or waivers, I know some of our professionals also use the free service Linktree. Again, Linktree to be able to host multiple URLs under a single URL that you can pull here. So a couple forms under one URL, under Linktree, bring it here, drop it. We'll attach it to all of those confirmation and reminder emails. And exactly what it looks like, you'll see just below. We'll add that to those existing emails. That is it for the online booking settings. This is, again, the longest part of our walkthrough, but we're going to pop over to calendar now to keep things moving. It's a good time to shake it out as we kind of move to that second section. I'm going to have a sip of water myself. Okay, so I've just backed up twice. We're now on our settings menu once more, and this time we're going to head down under the center and tap on calendar. This is your GlossGenius appointment calendar, which by default will start on the month view. Any day that you have an appointment will show up with a pink dot. As we see, I've just scrolled back to November. You can tap on that date here to see any upcoming appointments that you have. You can also switch this to view zoomed in by the week or even as close as the day. What's cool about navigating your appointment calendar as well is that when you're looking at your day, you can see things like the individual appointments with the times on the left side. You can actually color code your individual services when you are adding them. If it doesn't have any color selected, we'll default to black. But I know for myself, I set up all of my color services in purple. I have haircuts in pink. I think one day I'd love to do lashes. Maybe I'll make those green, which will really visually aid you when you are looking at a full calendar, what I'm sure much fuller than this one, when you are looking at your day. If you ever need to jump to the current day, you've been scrolling through a couple things, just tap on today and the appointment calendar will automatically jump to the current date for you. As we're looking at the screen, any time frames that are in white are open and available to book. If the time slot is in light gray, this means that you've designated that this is outside of your working hours, so it's not going to be showing available. You also can add personal time blocks, which are great for things like lunch, picking up the kids, doctor's appointment. If you ever need to add one of those for your schedule, I'll show you how to do it in just a moment, and it'll appear as darker gray on the calendar. If you ever need to refresh what you're seeing here, just to be sure you're looking at the most current version of your calendar, go ahead and tap on that arrow here and that will refresh your appointments. If you ever want to create a new appointment yourself, you can also do so in-app. You don't need to go to your online booking site. Tap on the pink plus sign to create a new appointment. Tap on this first option to create appointment. And then intuitively, you would fill this out with the appropriate date and time. Keep in mind as well, if you do fat finger that time frame and accidentally check 2 a.m., we'll notify you that it is outside of your working hours, just to be sure that's the time you intended to book for. Next, you'll choose the client that you want to make the appointment for, whether you're adding them from your existing client list, adding them manually or directly from your phone contacts. You choose right here. Then you can add the service or services that they're receiving. That total duration of time will automatically be calculated, but if you do need to adjust it for any reason, you can do so here. You can enter in a house call location if you need to type in a unique address. And this is a cool one. You can also designate the appointment to be repeating or not. This is great if you have someone who does see you every 6 weeks, Friday, 10 a.m. That's their slot. You know it, they know it. If you would like to prevent having to go through that panic attack of whether you're making sure that Cheryl has her time slot, go ahead and tap on this repeat button, slide it to the right. You'll be able to set whatever cadence you need for that appointment, whether it's every 4 days, 4 weeks, or 4 months. Set this up and we'll create those repeating appointments for you. You can also designate the end time for this, meaning how long you want this repeating cadence to go on. If you do see it for the foreseeable future, just go ahead and slide this years in advance and then tap on save when you're done. At the bottom here, assuming that you don't have a repeating appointment, this is best just for single appointments. You can also collect a deposit right then, right there. So let's say you have someone in front of you in your workspace, you're manually booking them an appointment. You still can take that non-refundable deposit up front. If you do slide this to the right to require a deposit, you can enter in that deposit amount here. As soon as you click book, this will be pink when you filled out all of the fields. The next screen that we'll see is that checkout screen to be able to take payment right there. Let's talk about how you also add a personal block of time. I clicked on this pink plus sign again, and this time we're going to click on personal time. To block personal time, you can enter in that description here, add a start and end time, as well as if you want it to repeat. If you're nervous about what's showing here, think back to when we looked at those client booking websites and remember that we only ever show clients what is available. So you can feel free to be as descriptive as possible here to help remind you of where you need to go. And when you add this personal block of time, it will make it unavailable to your clients online. Finally, if you do need to change an individual day's hours, I know earlier we were looking at your business hours as in general when you do plan on being here. If you ever want to change a unique day's hours, click on that pink plus sign and tap on Edit Working Hours. By doing this, you can go ahead and choose to open or close your books for the day. Or maybe you're adjusting their day hours. Maybe you're coming in late, so you want to start at 1 o'clock instead, only be there for an hour. Whatever it is, you can make those manual adjustments there and click save. When you do save this here, it will not override what you originally set as your business hours. It will only do so for this unique day. And that is it, everyone, on the appointment calendar. Pretty straightforward, not too detailed there, but let's talk about our checkouts next and how you would navigate completing that appointment, because we've got your clients booked, you saw them on the calendar, and now they're looking to check out. Another great feature about GlossGenius is our payment processing. And I know this is a scary topic for some people. I'm not afraid to call that out. Payment processing with GlossGenius is really special, and I'll tell you why. First and foremost, it's already included, meaning the ability to payment process within the app at no additional cost to you. So you're already paying to have this feature available to you in the app. The great thing about payment processing within GlossGenius is if your appointments already live in here, your clients already live in here, your reports will live in here, you can keep all of your financial information and client information in one place. You don't have to have them separate anymore. As we are rounding out the end of the year, this is really important, especially as we're kicking off a brand new year, for you to be able to have your financials in a great spot. So as you are looking to payment process, keep in mind that we do offer one of the lowest in-industry rates for payment processing. And what I mean by that is, as a merchant fee, we only charge you a flat 2.6%. This is across the board. And the great thing about GlossGenius is that we give you so many options of how you can check out your clients with different sorts of payment methods. So the first, your clients can use our nifty card readers or our cheap money machines, which actually feel free to share it now. Donna, we invite you as a thank you for taking part in today's webinar to purchase a GlossGenius CMM for only $19. Traditionally, this is a $49 card reader that you can accept Google Pay, Apple Pay, Tap to Pay, Chip Pay. It attaches to your phone Bluetooth, so it's completely wireless how these talk to one another, or a tablet. And for joining us today, use the link that Donna is posting now or the code PAYME30 at checkout to drop that price to only $19. This is a rainbow one, but we have a bunch of different aesthetics. We wanted payment processing to be fun and not boring and vanilla and just white or black. So pick a design that appeals to you, but let's be honest, black is still a great color as well. If that's more your vibe, you'll see some options there. Other payment methods that you can use even before you get the payment processor in the mail. You don't have to wait for the card reader. You still can check out by manually typing in a credit card, using that saved card on file that we talked about, scanning in a card. And another great thing, which is super amazing, we actually even have Tap to Pay for iPhone available. If If you haven't heard of this technology yet, it's brand new this summer. We're the first, to my knowledge, in the beauty payment processing space to offer this built in. You actually can tap iPhone to iPhone to complete payments now with this technology. It's built into our payment options. It is reserved exclusively for iPhones, but if you are using an iPhone, you can completely transact this way. It's pretty cool to see this end to end. I know I've had great success with it in my business, and it's really impressive to your clients to have a cutting edge way to do their payments with you. I've talked a lot about it, but if you would like to get complete details on how you can be a payment processing boss with GlossGenius, good news, we've got another webinar for you. It does happen weekly. Check out our Boss Talk for Payment Processing, which I'll have Donna send now for all of the details incomplete about how you can get verified to get set up for payments, link your bank account. It is very straightforward, but it's really great information. I highly recommend you check out that webinar. To keep things moving, I'm just going to demonstrate briefly how you would check out a client on GlossGenius. We're going to head over to our checkouts here. To begin a checkout, go ahead and tap on the client appointment here. We create these automatically for you, or you can view or modify recent checkouts on this screen. We'll go ahead and tap on Elena to complete her checkout. If we are payment processing elsewhere, you should still check the appointment out on GlossGenius. You can clear it from the screen by tapping on Mark as Paid. Keep in mind that this will report this earnings as cash in your reports. If you need to delete that appointment, you can do so there. If you need to mark it as a no-show to collect a fee, so that's cancellation policy, or waive, you can do so there. Or if we are checking her out properly, we'll move to the checkout screen here. You can make edits to the screen simply by swiping to the left, tapping on Edit, or you can just click on the service directly to make changes. Feel free to modify the service price amount or add a discount. You can discount now by percentage as well as dollar amount. You just have to flip the toggle to the one that you want to discount by. Click Save when you're done. If you do need to discount the entire ticket, you can also add that to the bottom. Or if you'd like as well, add additional retail products. So if you are selling any product here, we've got the Amica line represented right now. Go ahead and add those to the ticket. You can add any retail or service sales tax automatically by entering those in our settings for checkout and card reader. And then when you're all set, all you'll have to do is complete the charge. You'll see the next host of options as all the payment methods we described. And as a reminder, again, we keep it really easy with 2.6% flat for payment processing rates. Your clients at the end of a transaction will also have an opportunity to get a text or emailed copy of the receipt. And the next screen that you'll see as well is the offer to book them their next appointment. Again, check out that payment processing webinar if you want to get that full wrapped up, some more additional setup settings there. But since we're nearly the top of the hour, I can't forget our how to grow your business section or our marketing features. I jumped now for everyone following along to more in the bottom right-hand corner. Let's take a look at our email marketing first, which is going to be on that last row in the orange box. I'll tap on that. To create a new email campaign, again, this is perfect if you're trying to blast a couple clients with some information or all of your clients. Tap on Create New Email Campaign. You'll have the option to individually select all the clients that you want, or if you'd like, tap on our filter to use these buttons or sliders to target specific clients, perhaps those you have not seen recently or those that you have. Maybe have had a certain amount of appointments with you in the past or have spent a certain amount. Perhaps even they've bought a product in the past that you just got in stock. These are all great filters to use. Just make sure to hit apply. And then once you do, GlossGenius will automatically select all the clients who fit that criteria. Moving right along, next screen you'll see will be to draft that message. Again, we keep it super simple, so you can do this right on your phone, keep things moving. And just to make sure all the formatting and everything looks perfect for you, tap on Next, and you can send a test email to yourself at first to view how this looks. Our marketing emails, you can send an unlimited amount. It's completely free to you and included in this subscription, so get to type in. Again, when you're ready, just don't forget to hit send this now. And our text messages works very similar. I'll go over this briefly as I know we're at time. So if you have to jump, don't forget you'll get this in the recording. But just for those that I still have, move to text message marketing to start to draft that message. When you do create a new text campaign, you'll see that client lists start in the same way. One quick thing I do want to mention about text messages. GlossGenius does grant you 100 free marketing specific text messages a month. So what I mean by this is anytime you head to this portion of the app to send a text message blast, we'll give you 100 free a month included in the subscription. If you would like to purchase additional messages, you can always tap on Get More Messages. Again, it will remind you of your free ones, or you can purchase as a single purchase more messages. This is not recurring. It is one purchase. These messages that are purchased do roll over from month to month. At most, you can see here, because we do subsidize these, for $12, you can purchase 500 additional messages. These will all get added to your balance, and you can choose to use these. The 100 free ones that we grant you are use it or lose it, but those paid ones will roll over month to month. And I want to make a call out that these are unique from the appointment-related text messages that go out. So the reminder, confirmation, those are all included, no additional cost. This is specifically for marketing. Go ahead and click Create a New Text Campaign and select those clients. On the next screen, you can either use some of our suggested text message starters. Again, we are limited to 160 characters here. So if you want to use one of these to remind them to book, you can tap here to use. It'll copy paste, or you can start from scratch. If you want to type your own message, you can feel free to do so. Once you're satisfied with what you have here, tap next. And a similar way, you'll have the opportunity to review and then ultimately send out that text message now. Since we are at the top of the hour, I'm going to stop my screen sharing here and provide you all with some resources as we wrap up. If you do want to contact us and support, we are here 6 days a week. That's Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. Eastern to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. You can text, email, or call us. We'd love to hear from you and help you all get started. As a thank you for attending and hanging on for this last little bit, we'll also share with you an opportunity for you to have a one-on-one call with our customer success team. You can grab some time with us to chat about your individual business needs and what we can do to help. Let us know. Donna will share the link for that in a moment. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we are going to have a survey that you'll see in just a moment. If you would like to let me know what you thought and also what you'd love to see more of in a future webinar, we'll offer that question right at the end. Thank you all for carving out an hour and just over on a busy Monday, I'm sure. I really appreciate you prioritizing your business and that you're considering getting started with us in GlossGenius. It's been a pleasure getting to speak with you over these last 60 minutes. And I wish you all a wonderful rest of the day and holiday season. Take care and Happy New Year, everyone. Bye-bye.